From Eyewitness News, this is Sports Wrap.
Hi, we're the Central Falls High School Cheerleaders, and welcome to the Friday Night High School Football Wrap.
Welcome to Week 7 of the Friday Night Football Wrap. It's to the point of the season where the cream of the crop rises to the top. Barrington on top of the Division I standings, but getting another big test tonight. The Eagles 6-0 on the season, a windy night at Barrington hosting Portsmouth, just a game back in league play. Late second quarter of a defensive battle. Portsmouth looking to move. Ben Willett to Dan Serena. Dances but finds no room, forced to punt. Barrington out the ball. They, too, having trouble finding room. Vinny St. Angelo stuffed big old Jason DeSmet in on the stop. Pats would get one more chance before the half. Check out this play. Jake Nizio grabs the long sleeve like a leash on Bobby Chavos. Game scoreless at the break, but Portsmouth pulls away in the second half. Barrington's first loss of the season, 17-7, the final. LaSalle hosting a Massachusetts perennial power. Bridgewater Raynham BR up in this one and looking to add, but the Ram defense getting tough. Costanza, Caparelli, and Alex Stamagala team up for the stop. Then on fourth down, Costanzo gets a hand on the pass. No go for BR, but their defense was stingy as well. The gang tackle for no gain here. Bridgewater Raynham gets the 19-6 win over LaSalle. Tolman fans making the trip to Cranston Stadium for an interdivision showdown with East, down 7-6 for the Volt strike. Robert Reardon leading the charge, hits his receiver, Robert Bell. This a big play, 62 yards to be exact. Just like that, East in front, 14-6. Later, Bolt's at it again, this time lined up for the field goal, but it's a fake. Reardon finds Joe Bosman Hines. Big call, pays off. They take a 21-6 lead. The defense also getting it done. Bosman Hines and company on the stop. East holds on for the 3-point victory. Fans braving the cold at stadiums throughout the state. Warwick Vets hosting Coventry. Oakers trailed early, but let the comeback begin. Mike Fiske going downfield. Good idea. Finds Kevin Ward, and Kevin does the rest. This is by definition a long connection. 80 yards on the play. Coventry in front, and they did not look back. Later, Dallas Blue on the ground off the left side. Good for 6 more. Oakers win big, 47-13, the final score. Next up, we travel to Cumberland. Clippers hosting Tollgate on homecoming night. Clippers trying to get something going on their opening drive, but the soggy, wet conditions proving difficult. Trent Bassey lets it slip. Titans eventually would recover the fumble, but later in the game, Clippers knocking on the Titans' door again. Ben Elliott handles the high snap. Play action somehow makes it out of the scrum. Great run in the dive for the touchdown. The only score of the game. Clippers shut out Tollgate 7-0. Cranston West making the trip to Pawtucket to take on St. Ray's, another non-division showdown. Last minutes of the first half, Saints threatening. 4th and goal. The give to Charles Correa. But Charlie drops the ball on his way in. It appears a Saint falls on it, but the linesman says no, and he rules it a touchback to the second half. Falcons up 26-7. Brent Champagne blow off some tackles. Big run in the Champagne room. 59 yards to the house. Falcons go on to win it 39-13. Well, we're just getting started here on this week's edition of the Friday Night Football Wrap.
Hi, we're the Cranston East Cheerleaders. Stick around for more of the Friday Night High School Football Wrap.
We make stops in Tiverton, Shea, and Mount Hope, plus a 6-touchdown performance. The wrap continues after the break.
Hi, we're the North Kingstown Cheerleaders. Welcome back to the Friday Night High School Football Wrap.
Welcome back to the wrap. A quick reminder, you can see all of tonight's action online. Just visit our website, WPRI.com. Some games will be posted tonight. Every game will be ready for your viewing pleasure by tomorrow morning. Again, that's WPRI.com. Back to the action. South Kingstown hosting Westerly. Go right to the third. A crazy play. Westerly looking to punt. South Kingstown's Rory McEntee blocks it, and it should run it in for an easy TD, but he loses the ball, and Westerly ends up recovering. So later, South Kingstown on the punt return, Dakota O'Donnell Sampson gets this one on the bounce, and he likes what he sees, brings it back 35 yards to put the Rebels in good field position. Next up, South Kingstown Nick Neal, 12 yards, touchdown, 6-6 to score. On that one, they'd missed the extra point, but the Rebels would go on to win it by the final of 20-6. Now to Shea and Tiverton, go right to the fourth. Tigers up by 1. Trevor Pavio taking a turn at QB. And watch this play. Fakes the handoff, but gets in a bit of trouble. Laterals to nobody. Malik Moody, the heads-up play, recovers the fumble. Raiders take over, down by 1 later on the drive. 4th down, Adelson DeSilvia to Tim Monterio, and he finds Pater at 5 yards with the go-ahead touchdown. Raiders then looking for some insurance. DeSilva with the keeper on the 2-point conversion. Raiders, the big comeback in the final minutes, 27-20, the final score. East Greenwich visiting North Kingstown. Don't have to wait long to see some action in this one. Off the opening kick, the Avengers' Max Palmer scoops it up, and he's got a lot of green in front of him, and he's gone. 80 yards for the touchdown. They would miss the extra point, but they do take an early 6-0 lead. In the second quarter, North Kingstown's quarterback Jake Morris finds Alex Young. Nice pass and catch here. 7-6 North Kingstown, and we do not have a final score called in on this one. A mass Rhode Island matchup in Mount Hope. That's Seekonk getting in on the big stick there, and then they would take over on offense. The handoff, bouncing off tacklers, takes it in from 10 yards out. Seekonk takes an early 7-0 lead. They would get the ball back once again, but the nice defensive play here on the pass by Mount Hope. They avoid trouble at that juncture, but Seekonk does go on to win it by the final of 20-10. Last but not least, we have a Division IV clash between undefeated Exeter West Greenwich and Central Falls. First half, Scarlet Knights threatening. The great Al Giorgio gets the ball, and he finds some room, 35 yards to the zone. Knights take an early 7-0 lead, but they weren't done there later. Giorgio and company at it again. This time his second touchdown of the night. He would score 6 TDs. My rudimentary math tells me he accounts for 36 of EWG's 43 points. They win it 43-26. Coming